for Ted. And maybe I will join his fan club with you. Next, our third speaker will deliver the P5, which is Your Body Speaks. And his speech is entitled Failure, a Police Matter. And before Rich Haslam delivers his speech, I would like to invite his evaluator, who is Tom Lee, to read out the objectives of P5.
Good morning, good afternoon. Your Body Speaks. That's your title today. And Rich Haslam has to have achieved the objective of bringing his body into life by doing either stance, movement, gesture, facial expression, and eye contact to express your message and achieve the speech purpose. Secondly, the body speech also you need to make your body language smooth and natural. Good luck to you, Rich Haslam.
Rich Haslam.
Give me just a second while I prepare some props here. Before we start the timing, I just wanted to announce that some of you may remember a couple of weeks ago that I did a P5 speech on the exact same topic, failure. I wasn't satisfied with my performance, so I requested that I be able to repeat it again. So this is my repeat. Failure, a police matter. And why would the police be involved? Well, in a past life, I was a police officer. And failure as a police officer can be very dangerous. But before I go into my story, I want to give you a little bit of background information to set the story up and set the stage. As a police officer, when we go through the police academy, we are taught certain protocols. And one of the protocols was for a traffic stop, we had to do things in a certain order. And this is for our own safety and our own protection. So as soon as we pulled someone over for a traffic stop, a traffic violation, I know you don't have it here in Vietnam, but in America we have police cruisers that chase you down and when you're speeding and we pull you over. So we would pull you over, and I would sit there for a moment, take a look at the car. I'd call my dispatcher. I would tell him the make and model of the car and the license plate number. And I'd step out of the car, take my hat with me, put my hat on, very conspicuously, take my gun belt, and this was to draw attention to the fact that we had a gun. Then I would step out and slowly approach the car, first looking at the trunk to make sure that it was locked and somebody wasn't inside, smelling to see if there was something inside of it, illegal. Wow. Some drugs and dead bodies kind of give off a certain odor, and we're trained to look for that. Also look in the back seat to make sure that there's nobody hiding. We approach the driver staying very close to the car so that he doesn't have a line of sight on us. We come up behind the driver, we request their identification. Now, being directly behind the driver throws them off balance, so that when they're sitting here, they have to go back like this. They really can't see us. So if they were going to shoot us, okay, they wouldn't be able to reach me. If they had in the left hand, the pillar from the window would stop them. And that would give me an opportunity to be able to step back, draw my own weapon. So now let me tell you about my story. The first time as a rookie police officer, that I pulled somebody over. It was my very first traffic stop. I was running a radar at the time, traffic control, utilizing radar. And I was sitting there in my car. I got the radar gun, and all of a sudden I see the numbers going. I said, "Whoa! 35 kilometers over the speed limit." I pull out, and I'm driving down, and I put the blue lights on. Blink, 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 blink. Car doesn't stop. So I put the wigwags on. Wigwags are the high beams, and they go blink, 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 blink. So I got blink, 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 blink. Car doesn't stop. So I'm really getting excited now. So I hit the siren. So now I've got blink, 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 blink. My whistle's not too good, but the siren's a little bit louder than that. Car still didn't stop. So I'm really getting excited. But we had a roof-mounted, high-powered spotlight. And I thought, okay, I'll shine it right on his rearview mirror so it comes right into his eyes. He's got to notice that. I did that, he noticed it, he pulled over. Got out of my car, and I stormed right up to it, and I said, "Give me your license and registration!" And this poor guy, who couldn't have been more than 95 pounds and 95 years old, takes his license and says, "Don't shoot me." So I grabbed the license, and I went back to my car. I sat down. I put my hat on. And then I took the violation notice out, the violation book. And I was going to start writing the ticket. I realized that his violation was going to cost him over $100. And this is over 30 years ago. And I thought, wow, I got a big one, my very first violation. And it's a big one. My sergeant is going to be so proud of me. There was a problem. It's that my heart was beating so hard and so fast that my hands were shaking. And I couldn't write the violation notice. And I stopped and okay, let me try that again. And I couldn't do it. I got really frustrated because I wasn't going to be able to give a ticket. So I just said, "Oh, the heck with it." I got out of the car, pulled up my gun belt, because I wanted him to know that I was still in charge. Walked up to the car, threw the license in his lap, and said, "Don't speed again." I failed that day as a police officer because I was not in control of the situation. I did lift up my gun belt, though. Many of the officers in my department also had situations similar to this. And as a result, they stopped writing tickets. Those are the officers that you see that's sitting there just watching her go by. Oh, there he just ran a red light. Yeah, he's going 50 miles an hour over the speed limit. Oh, look at that guy. He's really going fast. And you have them here too. You know, they just stand there and look at you. And it's because of the stress that we have. And we don't want to go through that stress again. But I realized that that failure, I had to transform into success. And the only way I could do that is by trying again and again and again until my failure turned into success. So I hope my words here tonight provide inspiration for you so that when you fail, that you continue to fail until you reach success. Ms. Toastmaster?